Welcome to Get Organized at Work. I'm your host, Kayla Fahey-Ahrndt, healthcare leader, mom of three, and your go-to guide for ditching the chaos and taking control of your workday. This is the show where we turn overwhelming to-do lists into clear, actionable plans so you can crush your goals and show up as your best self at work and in your life. Whether you're here for strategies to stay ahead or systems to simplify your workday, you're in the right place. Let's get organized, have some fun, and make this year your best year in your career yet. Let's dive in. Hello. Welcome back to Get Organized at Work podcast. I'm Kayla. I'm your host. And today is day one of the 12 days of leadership. I'm super excited to be bringing you this leadership series. I did something similar in 2022, and I had such a fun time with it. I haven't done it since, and I'm like, you know what? It's time to bring it back to basics. So if you're new here, welcome. But if you've been part of the community for a while, thank you for being such an intentional, thoughtful group of leaders. And it's been an honor to walk alongside you this year, being consistent with podcast episodes every week, seeing the community grow, having over 100 of you in our Get Organized at Work podcast community, our free community for leaders. I'm just excited to bring you extra value during the holiday season. Hopefully this stuff that I'm sharing is going to help you be a better leader, help you just bring some calmness into your season, knowing that you're doing a great job. And then we're going to have a little bit of fun with it too, some surprises. The theme for this year's 12 Days of Leadership is proactive, purpose-driven leadership. And we're kicking things off with something almost every single one of you told me you needed more of. Less firefighting, more clarity, less chaos, more intention, and leadership that feels grounded and not frantic. So if your days have been feeling like you've been juggling flaming bowling pins or whatever, while you're also answering emails, solving teams' problems, coordinating projects, and eating a granola bar for lunch or goldfish, that's it. You're not alone. Today's episode is for you. So part one of this episode, I want to talk about why you feel like you're in a whirlwind and it's not your fault. I want to start by saying something you need to hear. You are not disorganized. You are overwhelmed because the system you're in isn't designed for proactive leadership. Let me just repeat this for you. It's not you, it's the system. So when I asked our community, what do you want to improve on in your personal and professional development this year? I got all of these responses. The patterns were loud and clear. I want to stop firefighting. I want to be more proactive. I want consistency. I get lost in my to-do list. I want systems I can stick with, and I'm doing everything at the last minute. So if you nodded along to any of those, you're like, yes, you're exactly where you should be. Our workplaces, whether it's healthcare, finance, tax, professional, whatever professional, workplace you're in, maybe you're in construction, maybe you're in teaching, right? Our workplaces reward speed and just stamina, kind of sugar-coated as resiliency and being reactive or reactivity. But you know what they don't reward, at least not right away? Stillness, planning, boundaries, strategy, right? All of those things happen in the background and you don't know about them oftentimes. You only see the outcome of those actions. So we end up stuck in this pattern where urgent always wins over important, even when important is what would actually change every single thing. So day one today is all about breaking that cycle. So let's talk about the shift from reactive to proactive leadership. And I want to talk about two identities that we carry as leaders. One, the reactive leader, and the second one being the proactive leader. The reactive leader is always in inbox mode, solving everyone else's problems and letting the day happen to them. You're exhausted, you're rushed, and you're behind, and you're stuck doing instead of leading. The proactive leader has clarity on priorities, makes decisions with intention, and uses systems to stay focused. They protect their energy, not just time, and they operate like the leader they are becoming, the future version of their leadership self. The difference isn't personality. It's not willpower, and it's not just being more disciplined. It's having systems. It's having that structure with those habits that reinforce who you want to become in the future. And that's exactly what we're going to spend the next 12 days on. We're going to give you tools and strategies for creating that structure. So let's pivot and talk about something actually tactical, like what can I do right away? And I want to talk about this 10-minute identity shift you can do. It's very powerful, and you can do this every single morning or whenever you feel pulled back into chaos. So just set like a 10-minute timer, because I know many of us struggle with time, and answer these 3 questions. Number 1, what are the top 3 outcomes I would like to accomplish today? It can even be like, what's the 1 outcome or 2 outcomes? And I'm not talking about tasks and to-dos. I'm talking about like the outcomes of the actions you will take. Number 2, you can ask yourself, what will I not do today? You can't do everything. You want to do everything. You're like, oh, I could do this spreadsheet and get myself prepared for next week and I could do all this stuff. But proactive leaders have to make choices. And so you have to practice that muscle. What will I not spend my energy on today? And then the third question is, how do I want to feel as I go through my day? Do I want to feel energized today? Excited? Do I want to feel calm? Do I want to feel present? Do I want to feel strategic? Maybe I want to feel confident. When you define your outcomes, your boundaries, and your intention before the day begins, or whenever you start to feel unraveled, you take your power back. So this is your first proactive leadership moment, and it's available every single day to you. You can do this quickly. I've referred to this as the post-it method as well. Take a post-it or a sticky note. It's very small. Write the numbers 1, 2, 3 on it. Write down your outcomes, the things you want to accomplish today. By doing this, you have to practice discernment. What am I not actually going to do today? And that's okay. It can go on the post-it for tomorrow or for next week. And then as I'm going through these motions, what do I want to feel today? Right? Like some days I do want to feel focused, locked in, strategic, like driven energy. And other days I'm just like, I just want to flow. I want to create extra ease for today. Or I just want today to feel like everything is calm. How can I create that environment for myself today with the outcomes I want to accomplish and the vibes that I'm giving off and stepping into that leadership role that I want to become in the future? All right, so I want to talk about purpose-driven leadership because that's a theme for this 12 days and my NMDP or National Marrow Donor Program mission. So I wanted to share something personal because leadership isn't just about productivity or organization. It is about purpose. And when I do themes or 12 days of leadership like this, I want it to be purposeful. And I was thinking about my impact and my legacy and just like how I want to make a difference this year. And you all know that I've been on a running journey, and I signed up for the Gary Birkeland half marathon in June, which is part of the Grandma's Marathon weekend in Duluth, Minnesota. I'm super pumped about it. It's the 50th year of the marathon up there. It's going to be epic, I think. So I'm just jazzed. I've been training for it already, working my way up to it, just creating that base fitness. And I was looking for ways to give back. And one of the ways you can give back is to fundraise for an organization. And so I realized that I could fundraise for National Marrow Donor Program or NMDP through this race. And so why? I feel like because leadership isn't only about improving ourselves, it's about lifting up others. You know that I am a transfusion medicine healthcare professional. I really care about NMDP, formerly known as Be the Match. I work with them for our transplant patients all the time, related to transfusion, our cell therapy work. It's something that I think about often. I have a lot of colleagues that work for NMDP now that I used to work with at the American Cancer Society. So it's close to home. And I was like, this feels right. Like this feels like a cool time to fundraise through my running. So it's about showing up for something bigger, standing for what we value, and about using our influence for impact. So I was like, okay, we have to do this. So if you feel pulled toward purpose-driven leadership too, you're in the right place. Like that's what my brand is about. That's what I love to do. And this is just one example of something I want to do this year. And so the next 12 days are going to help you create space, capacity, and clarity so you can pour into things that matter most at work, at home, and in your community. So sort of in alignment with that, if you want to check out and support my NMDP fundraiser, you can with the link in the show notes. No pressure. It's just an invitation, part of the bigger impact that I want to make this year. We have many months to fundraise. I think my initial goal is $500. And we'll see all throughout the year. I'm going to put percentages away from income I make to that. I'm going to run different fundraisers, and I don't know, we're just going to have fun with it. We're going to see. So this is your first opportunity if you feel so moved to donate, but it's just an invitation and not required. All right, so this is your first day of leadership action step that I want to call you to do. And it's simple. It's doing that 10-minute proactive reset. And if you want to go deeper, ask yourself, what's one area of my work where I've been reactive? Like I've been on the back foot, behind the 8 ball. What would it look like to move into proactive mode there? Maybe it's your inbox. Maybe it's your delegation. Maybe it's your calendar. Maybe it's a project you've been avoiding. Write it down and name it, and we will work on building systems around it in the days ahead, but it's something that you can do. You know what this is. You can feel it, and it probably puts pressure on you around the end of the year. We don't want to take any of that pressure into the new year with us, so let's work on it in the next few days here. So this is going to be such a wonderful series. I'm proud of you for being here, and so grateful that you listen. And not everyone chooses to grow as a leader. Not everyone chooses to create calmer systems and build more intentional habits or work with purpose, but you're here. I see you. I hope you will be back to listen tomorrow for day 2 of the Leader Standard Work 101. That's going to be our topic. We're going to talk about the system that keeps you focused, organized, and clear. If this resonates with you, I would love for you to jump into our free Get Organized at Work podcast community. I will post a daily post around each episode around what's one thing you're choosing to be proactive about this week. And as always, I just want to remind you of the offerings I have coming up. Enrollment for the Organized Leader Sprint is opening today because it's December 1st when this is dropping. And this is a perfect place if you want to build systems that support you all year long. So I'll be talking about it during the series, but it's the 4-week sprint where I have live classes and coaching once a week. It's Tuesday starting January 13th through February 3rd. I'm opening enrollment today because the holidays, things get busy. It's tough for us to remember, oh my gosh, and it's just going to feel nice when you're like, okay, in January, I know I'm going to be with a cohort that's going to keep me accountable, help me set up my goals and my systems. We'll be really talking about our yearly roadmap, setting goals in January. So I am excited. So you can check out that. You can look at all the details around the Organized Leader Sprint at kfaconsulting.org/sprint. You can watch the kickoff video I did the last time I launched it to kind of hear all about what it's about. So definitely check that out. Thank you for starting day 1 of the 12 days of leadership with me. Let's keep going. Your leadership era is unfolding. All right, I'll see you back for day 2. Take care. Bye.